Welcome to Transforming the Toddler Years, the podcast for conscious parents, caregivers, and educators who believe tantrums aren't terrible. They are powerful opportunities for connection, growth, and learning during the first 5 years. You'll explore how to use intentional language to raise calm, confident, and deeply connected kids, because the way we talk to kids becomes how they see themselves and engage with the world. Hi, I'm your host, Cara Terrell, classroom teacher turned parent educator and teacher trainer. Are you ready to nurture your children's mind, body, and spirit? Welcome, Toddler Tribe. Let's transform the toddler years together. Hey, Toddler Tribe. I nearly ran to the microphone, wet hair, don't care, straight out of the shower to get this out for you today because it hit me so hard about toddlers who refuse to say thank you. And I went down kind of the philosophical, social psychology rabbit hole around it in my mind, as I often do. And here's what I realized. But let's start with a story, because that's where we typically start. So recently, I was returning a toddler to her home after a fun time out, doing cool, fun things, and enjoying time together, learning always, right? Learning out in the world. And her parent said, say thank you to Cara. Crickets. Say thank you. Eyeballs. Crickets. And the more it was asked of, insisted of, the further inward she went. So let's talk about it. Let's talk about these two words, thank you. What are they based in? Gratitude, absolutely. Gratefulness and thankfulness. Things that us as adults are learning to reclaim in our lives. How many of you do top 3 gratitude list in the morning? Or make sure that you share at the end of the day something that was wonderful that happened to you with your family and something that was challenging, but prioritizing the good, right? Well, that comes from a deep place within you. Gratitude wells from within. This is so important to remember. True thankfulness is a feeling, it's an energy that has to emote, just like any other one of those emotions that our little people feel. The thing is, they have yet to truly understand what it feels like and match it with that experience of, ooh, this is something somebody did for me, and because of that, I feel so good inside, and I would like to share that with them with a thank you. It's tricky stuff. If you're working backwards with me here, it's really tricky stuff. And some kids, okay, now if you have multiple kids, then you might be in the same boat I was when mine were little. I had one who was just naturally very grateful, very aware of what other people were doing for her as she grew up, naturally wanted to say thank you, and also naturally wanted to give. Because giving and receiving, right, they are two sides of the same token. And then I had another kiddo who followed the more developmentally appropriate path through infancy, toddlerhood, and preschool years of that eco brain. It's called, if you look it up in the science of early learning, in early childhood development, it's called the pre-operational phase. And when you break this down, what it means is that they literally are not brain-wired quite yet to have the ability to do this from within. So we as adults prompt it from without. We prompt it from the outside. It's that external expectation that we set up for them. Is this a bad thing? Of course not. Of course not. But we also have to remember that if we say thank you, and they do, that it's not coming from that deep, deep, deep place within them. They're saying it because you told them to. They're fulfilling the expectation. Okay? We want to teach them what it feels like to receive thanks, to receive gratefulness, to be honored, to be valued, to be respected with our words and our emotions. And that is the gateway to them learning over time what it feels like inside their body and want to reciprocate. So, what did I do? Well, I have to say in that moment, I'll be honest, I could tell how much it meant to this parent. And so I jumped on their side, if I'm being perfectly honest. And I mess up too all the time because there's no perfect in this journey. We're searching for how to do things better constantly as caregivers and parents and educators, but we default. So I defaulted, if I'm being honest. I used a proactive intentional language strategy from my book, but it wasn't the right answer. I got down on her level. I touched her shoulder so that we had physical contact, right? So far I'm doing all the good things. I made eye gaze. She didn't fully gaze into my eyes, and that's okay. That was not a request or an expectation I had. I just looked at her, smiled, and I said, you can choose to say it or sign it, because she knows how to do both. And as soon as the words came out of my mouth, I realized, sugar, corn pops, Cara. You just joined team expectation. And that was not my plan. It was not my goal. I reacted with solid strategies, but I still reacted instead of responded. So what do I wish I had said? Here's what I wish I had said and often do. I thank them. I know it seems counterintuitive, doesn't it? They're refusing to show gratitude. But then we realize that they don't actually know exactly what that is. It's an abstract concept that is hard to attach to. And so how do we teach it? By giving it. What I should have done was get down on her level, touch her arm, smile at her, make eye contact, and say, thank you. Thank you for spending time with me. Thank you for the cool memories we made. I am so grateful. And I love you. That is how we teach true thankfulness. And I'm going to take my own advice next time and remember the moment where I kind of fell off the wagon and get back on the wagon. So in summary, I had a great episode, by the way, with a woman named Dr. Joanna Hardis, and her book is called Just Do Nothing for Parents. So if you want to go back and listen to that one, it's going to give you a lot more of what I just described, right? The distress tolerance, the ability to sit inside the tricky moment and then choose what to do next. But that's what I want you to do. Nothing. When they refuse to say thank you, do not set up an expectation that they do. Thank them. Watch what happens next. Watch them stand a little taller, smile back at you. Watch them glow a little bit. And in that glow is the emotion. In that glow, they received your gratitude. And it's just that little light. And every time you do it, it's going to get bigger and shine brighter and become this ball of energy that they have no choice but to express back and say, thank you, Mommy. Thank you, Daddy. Thank you, Auntie. Thank you, Nanny. Thank you, my teacher. I am so grateful for you. Okay, that is what I had to get out today. So take this with you and do me a big favor if you would. It's been a while since I asked this. If you could, when you're done listening in just a few moments, scroll all the way down on your app, rate and review the show. It really helps the reach get to other people who have littles in their life and need to hear this too. So that's my ask today. And thank you for being you and being willing to see the world through your toddler's eyes and shift the way you talk. Until our next episode, you know what to do. Stay mindful and proactive and thank your toddlers as we transform the toddler years.